Hi, and welcome to another episode of Starship Gaming. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications of when we release more awesome videos. Now, the first thing you may have noticed over the past few days, I said that I was going to go on hiatus with episode 155, and obviously that didn't happen. The reason why I was going to go on hiatus was due to personal reasons, mostly depression brought on by COVID-19, which is currently occurring as of this recording. But I decided to power through it, and there may be a few days or weeks where I don't release anything. But as of right now, I'm going to power through it and continue making the videos that I already had previously planned. So let's jump right into today's topic, which today is actually a review. We are going to review the PlayStation 1 game Brave Fencer Musashi. Brave Fencer Musashi was developed by Squaresoft, now known as Square, and in the United States, it was released under a partnership with Electronic Arts, called Square Electronic Arts. From my understanding, Electronic Arts had a partnership with Squaresoft up until about 2003, whenever Square merged with Enix and became Square Enix. So that's just a little interesting tidbit. I had no clue that they had worked with Electronic Arts, back then. When you're a kid and you play these games, you don't really pay attention to the companies. The only thing I was paying attention to when I was growing up was the Squaresoft on the front of the cover. That was it. So Brave Fencer Musashi is a action RPG, and you play as the titular character, and and there's not really much to it to really say. I will tell you this, it is a lot different than the Final Fantasy series, or I should say how it was at the time of release in 1999. But the basic plot of the game is that you play as Musashi, who is the reincarnation of the Brave Fencer Musashi. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of super details about it, because I want you to just hear this review, my opinion on it, and then I want you to actually go out, buy it, and try it yourself. Now, I am going to warn you, it is kind of a rare game to track down. Not so much rare, but hard to find, and it's going for a pretty good price right now. Usually a complete in-box copy, manual, all the discs, will run you about $50 usually. So this is one of those games that you only want to invest in it if you're really wanting to get into it, or you want it for your personal collection. But with the whole COVID-19 situation and everything going on, I actually got to sit down and play it for the first time in, probably 20 years. In fact, a lot of my PlayStation games in my collection, I'm sitting down and playing them for the first time in 10, 15, 20 years, and they've just been sitting in my collection untouched. I mean, I even found a few that were still sealed that I never opened. But my overall opinion about Brave Fencer Musashi, it's actually a pretty fun game. But I am going to admit, some parts do get frustrating at times. And if you are a fan of Final Fantasy, you might not enjoy this game. Just a little heads up for Final Fantasy fans. Because it is a lot different from the Final Fantasy. I guess you can compare it to the PlayStation 1 games. 7, 8, 9, and but it is a lot different. It's a different experience. But I do enjoy it. I should say I did enjoy it because I've already beat the game. But it is a really fun game. I honestly I liked it. Like I said, some of the parts are kind of frustrating. Most of the reason is probably why, the reason why is I haven't played it in nearly 20 years. I think the last time I played this game was like 2003. But I think it's a game that you should definitely give a try. Give it a try. What more can I say about it? Brave Fencer Musashi. Well, like I said, in April I was, as of this recording, I've been doing reviews of PlayStation 1 games, and I'm actually going to be doing a lot of PlayStation 1 reviews over the next 3 months. Just a little heads up. But this is the first, I guess you could say, RPG. Actually, it's an action RPG that I've reviewed so far. And, of course, we are doing a scale 1 to 5. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. And I think I know what to give this one. On a scale of 1 to 5, I give this game a 4. The reason why, and these are just personal opinions, by the way. So, the reason why I give it a 4 is it's fun, but it's not on the level of their Final Fantasy games, because it just feels like in some parts of the games it tries to emulate that feel. But in all honesty, it kind of feels like it tries to imitate the feel of The Legend of Zelda. For some reason, I got that vibe. I can't even talk today. I got that vibe from it. I don't know if it was like, I don't know if they were trying to emulate like how some of the Zelda games were, but make it in like 3D. Of course, this game was in development before, or it went into development before Ocarina of Time was released. It's possible that they tried to emulate what Ocarina of Time did, but the difference, there's a lot of differences between this and Ocarina of Time. Obviously, it's not open world like Ocarina of Time was. So, I guess you could say that it just tried to, you know what? Forget it. I think the only real comparison there is that it tried to imitate some of the stuff you could do in a Zelda game. I think that's just my personal opinion. But, the level designs were really well done. The game mechanics were really well done. And the graphics for the time, when this came out in 1999, they were really great. I played it on a modern flat screen, and they look really good. Like, of course, the graphics, it's 20-something-year-old graphics, but the graphics really held up pretty well for a almost 21-year-old game. And usually older 3D graphics, especially in PS1 games, usually don't hold up that very well. There are very few games that actually hold up well that came from the PS1. So, I want to hear your thoughts on Brave Fencer Musashi if you've played it. Did you like it? How do you think it holds up to Square's other games? The only thing you can really compare it to, Final Fantasy VII and 8. And I guess you could compare it to 9. The thing about Brave Fencer Musashi, it includes a demo of Final Fantasy VIII. The American US release did, at least, back in 99. But the thing about it is, when they included the demo with this game, Final Fantasy VIII had already been out for quite a few months by then. So I'm not really sure why they included it. It's just, maybe they had an excess of these things made and just said, you know what, let's just bundle them, and, whoever hasn't played it, maybe if they like this game, they'll play this one. That's, more or less a recommendation probably. So that's probably why the demo disc is in there. So, I want you to pick which PlayStation 1 game we review in our next PlayStation review. Here's your options. Activision Classics, Small Soldiers, or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yeah, those are all PS1 games. So, out of those three, pick which one you'd like to see me review in the next episode. If we don't get anybody that picks, I'll either pick one of those three, or I'll go with a completely different PS1 game to review altogether. So, you have 24 hours from the release of this video to decide which of those three you want me to review. And if we get some pretty good comments on it, then I may review that. If I don't get any about it, then I probably won't even review those three, and we'll review something different. But let's just see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications of when we release more awesome videos. And until next time, I will see ya.